안녕하세요. 저는 소림이에요. 여러분, 김치를 알아요? 오늘은 김치의 의미와 만드는 법을 알려드리겠습니다. Today I will explain about kimchi and how to do it. What is kimchi? Kimchi is a traditional Korean dish whose components can vary but usually include some combination of vegetable, garlic, ginger, chili pepper, salt, and fish sauce. The mix is pickled and fermented with one original way to preserve the vegetable for the winter months. Cabbage is the most common vegetable used to make kimchi, although carrot, radish, cucumber, and scallion are also frequently used too. There are hundreds of kimchi recipes that vary depending on the region and season in which they are produced, and it is very easy to make it a vegan dish by keeping all the ingredients plant-based. In Korean culture, kimchi is served with almost every meal, including breakfast. Not only is kimchi eaten by itself as a side dish or appetizer, but it is also used as an ingredient in a variety of dishes. The fermented food is also used to flavor fried rice, stir-fried dish, noodle, sandwich, and even pizza.
Beautiful fall day, and I'm out here in my backyard. We'll be making kimchi today. In late fall, Koreans make large quantities of kimchi to last through winter and well into spring. People don't make as much kimchi as my mother's generation used to, but we still do kimjang, and as you can see, I'll be making a lot of kimchi. Start with the one cabbage, start with this small batch, and then work your way up. It will be easy to double or triple the recipe. Let's get started. So when you buy a cabbage, look for something around 5.5 pounds. We're gonna cut the cabbage, only the white part, 3 to 4 inches in. And then pull it apart. Just wiggling a bit. Sometimes when the cabbage is big and packed inside, this will be hard to do. In that case, you just cut it through with a knife. We do the same thing for each half. And we have 4 quarters. We do this so we don't unnecessarily cut the leaves. They separate naturally this way. We use coarse sea salt to salt cabbages. For this size of cabbage, we're gonna need 1 cup of salt and 5 cups of water. First, we're gonna make salt water with 5 cups of water and only a half cup of salt. Let's just dissolve the salt in water. If Korean sea salt is not available to you, just use pickling salt, any kind of natural salt you can find in your local grocery stores. Give it a nice bath here. Just make sure that the water gets in between the leaves. If you are using final salt, make sure you use much less. With the remaining half cup of salt, we're gonna sprinkle this white part of cabbage. It's very thick, so it really needs extra help. Just grab some and just throw it in there generously. So what happens if you run out of salt? Just use a little more. That's okay. And what if you have leftover? Sprinkle over the white part. Like that. Okay? Salting is done. Now we have to let this thing sit for about 6 to 8 hours. It really depends on your cabbage. So make sure you rotate them around every 3 hours or halfway through at least. This has been sitting for 8 hours. Cabbage is ready when it's easily bendable, like this. It could have some resistance actually for this one cabbage kimchi. It's okay. You need to rinse the cabbage 3 times. Let me start with 2 things that we're gonna have to cook. One is dashima broth. Koreans make all sorts of complex broth to make kimchi, but with this one cabbage, just a little bit of dashima broth can give you some flavors. And we're gonna add about 1.5 cups water and just boil it for a few minutes. I made 1 cup of dashima broth, and I'm going to use a half cup to make sweet rice paste. Just 1/2 cup, 1 tablespoon sweet rice powder. Mix it really well before you turn your heat on. Stir occasionally. Okay, this is done now, so the consistency of this paste is like this. The first thing is the gochugaru. Gochugaru is very important for kimchi, and we Korean moms look for the best gochugaru we can find. It's a lot more expensive, but it's totally worth it. By the way, you can actually keep your gochugaru in the freezer, not fridge. It won't freeze, but will keep really well for a long time. 새우젓 and fish sauce. Those are the 2 most common seasoning ingredients for kimchi. 2 spoons of fish sauce. What you can do with 새우젓 is you just squeeze out the liquid, and you can either chop it or just rub it, like crush it. This is very tiny shrimp, so I'm just gonna crush it like this. Next up is our sweet rice paste we made. It makes kimchi stuffing a little pasty, so it works as a binder, actually like glue. And it also gives the kimchi natural sweetness and feeds the healthy bacteria, promoting the fermentation. Shrimp that we just chopped, and 3 tablespoons of garlic and ginger. Mix it all up. A half cup of dashima broth that I saved. It needs some help from the liquid. Seasoning mix looks nice and pasty. Korean radish. This is about a few at a time. So this tastes a little peppery and mustard-like, similar to mustard green. So all our vegetables are ready. Now I'm going to start mixing the seasoning here. So let's mix radishes first. And then mix it again. This time, just toss gently. Just brush it like this. And then once it's done, you're going to fold this into half. And open the outermost leaf to wrap it nicely. And just squeeze a little bit, just gently, to take any air out. How beautiful is this?